Hey, you're looking good today. This is Frank in the Brazil Times newsroom, and here is what's happening. First of all, we have wrapped up the 4th of July, haven't we? And the 82nd annual Rotary 4th of July celebration is one for the books. Congratulations to Dale Hendricks. If you haven't heard, he is the one who won the $10,000 grand prize. Dale lives in Terre Haute, and he is expected to be presented with the check for $10,000 at today's meeting of the Brazil Rotary Club. Hey, Steve Bell's here. Hi, glad to see you, Steve. By many accounts, it was one of the best celebrations we've ever had, and I know that several people have commented that Mark Adamson just did an outstanding job with the fireworks this year. So we really appreciate everyone who contributed, the City of Brazil, Mayor Brian Wyndham, his staff, putting in that new drainage system, putting in the rock walkway between the rides. Absolutely fantastic. It really helped. Alan Plunkett's here. So's Kevin Tompkins. Glad to see you guys. But anyway, we had a great 4th of July. I hope you did too. And in today's edition of the Brazil Times online and in the printed edition, hey, Shannon Shacklett's here. Glad to see you. Good morning to you too. And we've got lots of photos today for you from the 4th of July celebration, courtesy of our own Ivy Jacobs, who spent several hours over there this week getting pictures. We've got on the top of the website a picture of 3 of the most darling little ballerinas that you'd ever want to see. So you'll have to go and check that out. That, of course, is from the kids who performed for the dance studios on Monday. And let's see, we've got more pictures in the printed edition today as well, so you'll want to check all those out. Bass fishing tournament for Stephen Snow is Saturday. It should have been an ordinary day for local resident Stephen Snow as he went outside to apparently burn the trash on a brush pile, or a brush. You can't say that, can you? No, brush pile at his home located north of Brazil. But June 7th turned out to be anything but normal, and some believe it was a miracle that Snow survived an accident that caused 3rd and 4th degree burns on 65% of his body. Family and friends say he'd been struggling with the recent discovery of a beloved family member who committed suicide, who Stephen found. Stephen hadn't been able to talk about CD's death, and he knew there was a problem, but he sought out help to remedy that. That's how Stephen is. If there's a problem, he's going to do whatever it takes to fix it, whether in his own life or others. That's just how he is, said Andrew Marks, who is one of Stephen's many best friends and loves him like family. Stephen is one of the most kind-hearted men I know. He's just the strongest person, a really strong man. That strength gave Snow, age 29, the power to seek help after a gas can exploded unexpectedly while burning trash and brush. He did everything right. He dropped and rolled to put out the intense flames, and then, what some are calling a miracle, he got in his car and drove west across the field at his home to the nearest people he could see to find help. Wow. So anyway, I do know there have been churches that have had special prayer meetings to lift him up in prayer, and that's quite a story that Ivy Jacobs tells in today's edition of the Brazil Times Online. Stephen Snow, so you want to keep him in your thoughts and prayers if you would. More snapshots from the celebration at Forest Park. And it's time to look ahead to the fair. Yes, the 4-H fair is coming up very soon. It's only a couple of weeks away, and we have a story about open class at the 4-H fair. And hunters are helping farmers. Application period is opening. So you want to check out that story and everything else. Well, let's turn to the printed edition now, shall we? And on the front page of the Brazil Times printed edition today, the Indiana National Guard Recruitment March is stopping in Clay County. The National Guard will soon be marching to emphasize the need for new recruits and for re-enlistments. On July 30th, the Recruiting and Retention Battalion will step off in Hendricks County, traveling west through Putnam County, and stopping at the Clay County Courthouse on August 3rd, where they will set up a tent on the southwest area of the courthouse grounds. The next day, the battalion will march on to Vigo County. Sergeant Heath Hayes received permission from the Clay County Commissioners to set up the tent on the courthouse lawn at Monday's meeting of the Commissioners. And you can read more from Monday's meeting of the Clay County Commissioners in the printed edition as well as online today. And we have a picture of the Big Fun Band. They performed yesterday, Independence Day, ahead of the fireworks show. And it was very well received, of course. So guys have a tremendous band, and good for them. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Already told you about what's going on at the fair as far as the open class is concerned. Inside, we read about, let's see if I can do this, the McGregors of Clay County. That's probably not the way you should say it. Steve Bell says, congratulations, Frank, on presiding over a very successful Rotary 4th of July celebration. Well, thank you, Steve. I tell you, we have a great club, and I don't know that any president could do a bad job, but it's very kind of you to say that. I just love this town. I love Brazil. I love Clay County. I've just got to get on my soapbox. You know, we knew there was a problem with the drainage out at the park, and Mayor Brian Wyndham met with some of the members of Rotary after last year's celebration, and he said, hey, this is going to benefit everybody. I think we can get this done with volunteer assistance. And by golly, he got several, and I'm talking about several different businesses to contribute things like materials and rocks, and then the guys from the wastewater plant pitched in and were able to provide the labor. And now, not only are we going to have nice dry grounds at Forest Park, but all that water is being drained into the ponds at the north end of the park. And that's going to be just another wonderful thing to see. And maybe this winter, if it gets cold enough, we can do some ice skating out there. Boy, just great. I love this community. And our Brazil Rotary Club, my gosh, those guys and gals, especially the gals, worked so hard to put that thing together. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful sense of community that we have. And that's great. Okay, Frank gets down off his soapbox. Thanks for letting me say those things, Steve. The McGregors of Clay County are in the Clay County Through the Years spotlight today. And I'll just tease you with the first paragraph or two. Had anyone mentioned the name McGregor at the turn of the century, from 1899 to 1900, people would immediately think of the McGregor Opera House, or the judge it was named after. The building was located on the northwest corner of Walnut Street and National Avenue. And that's enough of a tease. You can go through and read that for yourself. Also on the community page, Mary Lou Sarter's back, and she has a report on the class of 57 of Brazil High School reunion that they attended on Saturday. And the headline reads, "Reunion was certainly one for the record books." So you can read more about that in today's edition of the Brazil Times and online as well. In sports, Kerry Fox, the hardest working sports editor in the nation, reports the Wabash Valley will be well represented on the hardwood this summer as the annual Indiana Basketball Coaches Association and IHSAA Underclass Showcase events take place on July 11 and 12 at Ben Davis High School. The Underclass Showcase events are designed to give exposure to approximately 200 of the top basketball prospects, 100 boys and about 100 girls from across the state. Okay, and more sports for you as well. So, we've got a lot more for you, including a picture of the Staunton class of 67, more pictures from the 4th of July celebration on the back. I just hope you have an outstanding day, outstanding year, and I appreciate you stopping by for our visits, whether you do it live or later in the day. I'm Frank, and I'm glad to see you. We'll catch you later.